Hi, my name is Gabrielle, and today I'll be presenting to you the business idea that I have, which is called Lunette. So imagine you rely on your glasses to see day in, day out. You need them to read, you need them to drive, even to do your work. But at this specific moment, you lost them. Whether it be from simply being forgetful, having memory issues, or simply really not seeing them, you need to find them now. Personally, I found myself in that situation many a time. If only there was a device that allowed you to locate it from your phone to make it ring, kind of like an AirTag, but specifically for your glasses. This is exactly what I'm presenting you today, which is our Lunettes tracker. Now, moving on from that imaginary or very realistic scenario for some of us, it's important to take into account that about 57% of adults reported some form of vision problem, with the majority of them corrected by lenses. That said, glasses don't come cheap, costing around $240 to $1,000 for prescription glasses, if not more. And that is excluding sunglasses, let alone prescription sunglasses, which can cost an additional $50 to $600 or more. Now, as you can see here, our solution is to create a small sleeve that can be combined with a small rechargeable Bluetooth Low Energy or BLE tracker, which is compatible with a smartphone, to slip onto the branches of your glasses. That way, you have not only something that is relatively discreet and allows you to act as a locator, but also an accessory to enhance your personal style expression if desired. A key point is that it is entirely interchangeable between different pairs of glasses. For example, many of us have long distance lenses, but also have reading glasses, sunglasses, etc. This allows us to switch between them. Now, our mission is to clearly and fashionably direct individuals towards a clearer vision. And our vision itself, no pun intended, is to become the world's reliable glasses protector and keeper. So our target customers include individuals with prescription glasses, reading glasses, sunglasses, and that can be with prescription or not. However, it can especially help those who deal with poor short-term memory or attention span, for example, due to ADHD or neurological decline. It can even help people with moderate to severe vision impairment. However, our product also targets people who may just want a simple way to prevent losing their very valuable eyewear that happens to be stylish in the process. Now here we have some data on our target size where we see that 57% of Canadians, as mentioned earlier, have vision problems, where 4.9% of Canadian adults have memory issues, 4 to 6% of Canadian adults have ADHD, let alone 5 to 7% of Canadian children have ADHD, and that can be, if you take into account numbers nowadays, around 1 million children, just children, affected by these issues. Now, one can say that we already have competition, whether that be glasses, cords, or chains like we see here, or companies like Orbit X Glasses, which produce an already existing tracker that you can stick onto the frame of your glasses. However, there are multiple things that set us apart as a company. Looking at this table, we are able to see how our product would compare to these alternatives. So while all of them do prevent the loss of glasses, if we look at the Orbit X glasses, we see that these are not interchangeable because of their use of adhesive to attach the frame to the frame of the glasses. Additionally, it only fits one specific type of frames, big, black, and chunky, which often is not the case for most individuals. When we look at the neck cord, which is the most affordable option, the main issues are that not only are they not exactly fashionable, but they also provide no mobile connectivity or accuracy. If you actually happen to take off your glasses from your person, these cords won't be able to guide you back to them. Now, to be able to bring our product to market, there are quite a couple steps to go through. Initially, we'll need to have some time dedicated to research and development to make sure that we select the best materials for the expandable sleeve design, as well as the design of a small BLE tracker compatible with both Apple and Android devices. Now, that being said, we could always reach out to Orbit for a possible partnership and a way to modify their current existing product. Another possibility for this step would be to see if it's possible to actually patent the tracker sleeve design. From then on, we need to find a supplier or fabricator for the materials for the expandable sleeves and the GPS tracker, depending on what results from the orbit conversation. Afterwards, it will become important to market the product while scoping the interest of individuals, as well as possibly crowdfund, for example, via platforms like Kickstarter. If funding is enough initially, we can then move on into the production of a basic line with most common colors, such as black, silver, gold, brown, gray, whatever you want, which would then lead on to our first product drop. Now, assuming that sales go well, we would have a feedback system accessible through the selling platform as well as social media, which would allow us to adjust the design accordingly. From then on, the goal would be to obtain further financing for future drops and possibly future partnerships. Some examples of partnerships we would try to form are with possibly larger competitors like Orbit, Tile, or even Apple, with specific eyeglass wear brands like Ray-Bans, Burberry, Nike, Kate Spade, Eco, and much more. And finally, with optometry clinics and in-person lenswear retailers. It would also be possible to partner with foundations dedicated to accessible technologies. That said, a funding opportunity that we would want to obtain is the Accessible Technology Program offered by the Government of Canada, which would actually cover up to 50% of costs for the first year of starting the company. Now, in terms of pricing strategy, our initial estimated price of a starter pack unit, which includes the tracker, charging cable, and select sleeve design, will come around $65 Canadian, while separate components like the Bluetooth tracker would be around $50 Canadian, and the individual sleeve designs would be around $25 Canadian. Now, this pricing strategy was elaborated in comparison to the current competition like Orbit, where we are looking at about $55 Canadian, which does not include tax and delivery fees. For marketing specifically, there are 6 different pillars to be used. First, we would need to build the basics collection suiting present market needs and trends. The second pillar would consist of social media marketing with paid advertisements on platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, etc. Third, we would send out our product samples and promotional materials to influencers or target clientele, which actually ties in with our fourth pillar, which would be to obtain brand ambassadors. Those brand ambassadors could include individuals who are lifestyle influencers who have a focus on ADHD, individuals with vision loss, or even those with a background in fashion. Our fifth strategy would be the expansion of design collections, which could be according to the season and could even be for special events, which actually ties in with our final pillar, which would be the partnerships with specific eyeglassware brands for advertisement campaigns and specific collections. As a small woman-owned Canadian company, Lunettes, which combines the French word for glasses, lunette, with the French word for wear, ou, is proud to offer the clearest solution on the market to an all too common, very inconvenient problem. Now, we would love to make it a reality with your help, notably via financing, and hope to leave a visible mark on the world. Thank you.